All right, here we are with April day 1 and day 2. Number 1, comparing these equations. Um, Here we have 1, and there we have 4/4, which is the same as 1, plus 1/4 plus 1/4. So this would be true. They would both equal 1 and 1/4 if we added them together. How many minutes are in 1/4 of an hour? Draw a clock. So here I have a little clock drawn, just broken up into quarters. And if I break it up with the lines, well, first you have to know that there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. You break 60 into fourths. So if I do 60 divided by 4, 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract, I get 2. 2 smaller than 4. Bring down the 0. How many times does 4 go into 20 without going over 5? So how many minutes? It would be 15 minutes. Number 3, I'm a 3-digit whole number. Okay, so I'm just going to mark 1, 2, 3, because I know I'm going to have 3 digits. I'm greater than 75 and 1/4 plus 75 and 1/4. So I'm just going to add those together real quick. Okay, start my lowest place value, so that'd be my fractions here. So that equals 2/4 or 1/2. 5 plus 5, 0. 7 plus 7, 14 plus 1, 15. So 150 and a half. So I know I'm greater than 150 and a half. My hundreds digit and my ones digit are equal. I'm less than 155. So I know that I'm going to have a 1 in my hundreds place because I'm bigger than 150 and a half, but smaller than 155. And I know that I have a 1 in my ones place because my hundreds and ones digits are equal. So they both have to be 1. And I'm bigger than 150 and a half, and I'm less than 155, so that means my tens digit needs to be a 5. So I am 151. All right, write the part that is shaded as a fraction and a decimal. All right, my eyes aren't super great, so I'm gonna get a little closer look here. So I have 1, 2, 3 rows, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 34 of these little boxes are shaded in. So as a fraction, that would be 34 out of 100. And as a decimal, it would be 0.34. All right. Shade 4/10 and 4/100. Then write each in a decimal form and compare. So if I'm shading in 4/10, that would be like this one would be shaded in. That one. This one. And this one. So those 4 would be shaded in. Okay. So as a decimal, that would be 0.4 because 4 out of the 10 are shaded in. Now shading in 4/100, that is just 4 of these little boxes shaded in. All right, so that's 4 out of 100, and that would be 0.04. So that one would be greater. All right, the 4/10 greater than the 4/100. Now for day 2, write the decimal above in words. Okay, so right here, the decimal is 0 and 34/100. So for day 2, number 1, that would be, I'm going to write it all out, 0. And the and is where our decimal is. 34 hundredths with the THS at the end. All right, so that would be the answer to number 1 there. Number 2, round 135,482 to the nearest 10,000s place. All right, so let's look at this. So I have 135,482. So I'm going to find the digit that's in the 10,000s place, and that would be the 3. I'm going to look to the digit just to the right of it. That's the one with the power. That's either going to make the 3 go up by 1 or going to leave the 3 the same. This digit, since it's a handful or more, or 5 or more, it's going to make the 3 go up 1. So the 1 stays the same, the 3 becomes a 4, everything in the box and after turns to a 0. All right, number 3, fill in the missing fractions on the number line. Okay, 1/3, 2/3, so this would be 3/3. 4/3, 5/3, 6/3, 7/3, 8/3, 9/3, 10/3, 11/3, and 12/3. And notice here, just real quick, because this is the one we're most familiar with, 3/3 is equal to 1. So that should help us there. 6/3 equal to 2, 9/3 equal to 3, 4/3 equal to 12. All right, number 4. Monarchs depend on milkweed plants according to this graph. How many milkweeds in each acre of the preserve grew? Hold on. How many more milkweeds in each acre of the preserve grew in 2000 and 2005? Okay, so number of milkweed plants at Morningwood Preserve in each acre. So in 2000, it was 50. All right, so here, let me just look real quick. So in 2000, it was 50. And this is where it gets a little tricky on some of these to kind of tell where this is on these. So right here, it looks to me that here's 2005. And if we go across, it comes to this point here, like between the 20 and the 30. So that would be 25. All right. So monarchs depend on milkweed plants according to this graph. How many more milkweeds in each acre of the preserve grew in 2000 and 2005? We subtract, we get 25. So how many more milkweeds in each acre? 25 more milkweeds. That was awful handwriting. I apologize. All right, number 5. Look at the number line above. So we're looking up at number 3. How many thirds are the same as 2 wholes? So I look, here's 2 wholes. So how many thirds? That would be 6 thirds. How many thirds are the same as 4 wholes? So here's 4 wholes, and that would be 12 thirds. All right, and there we go.